No, when did the I don't know, space become a thing?
The Apollo mission?
Big Bang?
The Big Bang. I give it Big Bang nuclear eye roll.
So, Chicken Soup for the Soul Day.
Oh.
Love it.
Yeah, and Greg was mentioning that.
This is a nice surprise from Greg.
I just remember, I can't recall any of the stories. I just remember they were short stories, motivational, inspirational, and I like a good cry. I remember crying at them and thinking, that's so sweet.
Okay.
It's like stories about dogs or old people or walks on the beach or whatever. It's goofy, motivational, inspirational, emotional.
I have heard Chicken Soup for the Soul. I've heard that.
Right.
I thought it was just a saying. I didn't realize it was a book.
It's a series.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a ton of those books.
Even if it was a book, I would assume it's some kind of, like you said, some kind of motivational something. But
And so it's written. It's an anthology collection of all kinds of stuff. Like Greg said, it could be there's Chicken Soup for the NASCAR soul and the veterans.
Ooh.
The dogs, cats, teachers, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's other people's stories that they collect, right?
Yeah. It's like a collaboration.
Reader's
It's just a
Digest kind of
random
thing,
collection of
And
short motivational
anthology.
stories.
And yeah, Woody's nailed on the head. And it's definitely aiming at the Reader's Digest crowd, which is why I was surprised pleasantly that Greg was like so emotionalized by Chicken Soup for the Soul.
I really was.
is Reader's Digest still a thing?
I don't know.
I think it's still in print.
Probably.
Really?
At dentist's office, maybe.
I saw it at an Airbnb not too long ago.
Really?
Yeah, well, that makes sense. Yeah. That track. Anyway, so what are we going to do, Seabass? We have...
So we thought if Greg cries at these stories,
Oh my
maybe
God.
these could be Aw Babe or Eye Roll stories.
Let's do it. It's all from Chicken Soup for the Soul, right?
Yeah, they have a website where they publish like excerpts from, again, they have hundreds literally of different books that they've published over the years. Quick fun fact, they went into bankruptcy this year they went into bankruptcy.
no.
Really?
No.
Oh, no.
Well-
But anyway, okay, is that Aw Babe or Eye Roll?
It is the Woody Show. It was Chicken Soup for the Soul Day. Aw Babe or Eye Roll, because we found out that Greg just loves him some Chicken Soup for the Soul.
I believe he said, I love those. You're going to cry?
I know. That's the memory I have of it. I remember my mom got the book and threw it on the coffee table, and then I picked it up one day and I thought, oh my God, these are so good.
Oh, man.
Wait, so we're not getting chicken soup right now?
No.
Just for the soul.
Just for the soul.
Yeah.
Your soul will feel like it ate minutes.
Right.
So,
It's
Seabass,
to
you
be
said there's
soothed.
they have like a website where they post a lot of this stuff. And,
Yeah, excerpts to get you
and
hooked.
so Seabass pulled some of those,
Oh,
and
good.
we're gonna test them on Greg, and then we'll try to not give us like where we can't see your face, Greg.
He
Like,
might not cry, but will these be Aw Babe or Eye Roll?
Aw Babe or Eye Roll. Are we ready for the first one?
This is a story from Chicken Soup for Mothers and Daughters
Aw Babe.
called Starbuck by Jean Blandford.
Okay.
It had been several months since I had seen my friend Lauren. When we all got together, there was never any shortage of laughter or wine. When she arrived, I asked, Lauren, will you be having the white or the red? Lauren said, no, I won't be drinking this evening. And I blurted out, are you pregnant? No, it's just that after dinner I have to drive to pick up something for the farm, she explained. What do you have to pick up for the farm at 10 o'clock at night? Lauren said, a goat. A goat? Where do you pick up a goat in suburban Connecticut? She said he's not in Connecticut, he's in Virginia. So let me get this straight. You're going to leave here after 10 p.m. and drive to Virginia. With whom exactly, Lauren? She said, just me. At the same moment, my 19-year-old daughter and I looked at each other and screamed, road trip! And we were off with my husband's enthusiastic blessing. She's still married. As the conversation developed, we learned that Lauren's boyfriend had abruptly broken it off.
Aw.
My daughter and I started the customary bashing of the ex-beau, and before you knew it, we were all laughing through the tears.
On their way to pick up a goat
At 11:30
in Virginia.
Yeah, 5-hour drive.
Yeah. Impromptu road trip.
I want soup.
Yeah.
We picked up Starbuck the goat and shortly noticed a strange, unpleasant odor coming from the truck bed.
Okay.
Lauren confirmed what it was. Starbuck was in heat.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh, man.
5 hours and several stops later, because women have to pee all the time, we were back in Connecticut. We pulled into the farm and heard the restless sounds of the female goats pacing in their stalls. When we arrived back at the house, Lauren looked at us with a devilish smile. She said, Now that we got Starbuck a few dates, you wouldn't have anyone in mind for me, would you? Emma, my daughter, and I laughed. Of course, we were ready for another mating season. That is Starbuck.
That's the story?
By Jean Blanford, Chicken Soup for the Mother's and Daughter's Soul.
I don't even get
I've been
it.
robbed of 5 minutes of my life.
I want
Okay.
that time back as well.
The story is that her girlfriend came over and they went to go get a goat. But the parallel is, of course, the goat was going to hook up with the goat girls.
Right.
And her girlfriend needed to hook up with boys.
But why did she have to go pick up a goat?
Because
For the farm, Gina.
farm. 'Cause
Yeah.
She,
But-
she had
Yeah.
female goats who were in heat. And
She
the,
can't
Yeah.
find another goat?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Wow, Greg, this book sounds really good.
Wow.
That's, you know what, Woody? You're hitting on something.
Yeah.
I read like 25 of these stories now. These are not good stories.
Okay. Well,
Maybe for a teenage.
Greg was saying that we should be prepared because they're really good. And,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Okay, he was obsessed. Okay.
Yeah.
With this particular story, I'm going to say because it's so female-centric,
Mother-daughter.
mother-daughter, kind of the peers.
Yeah,
some
Pierce.
Goat periods.
Yeah.
Which leans hippie.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say that for Greg, it's gonna be an eye roll.
But it was,
Gina Grad.
Yeah, this story sucks. It's an eye roll.
This is like traveling.
But there's a lot of things. He likes that movie Jexy.
Because
So
it's
you gotta
flawless.
take a
Rules.
I get it.
We're thinking we're
Jexy
putting ourselves in.
rules.
Greg.
Yeah, right.
Okay, but there was nothing.
Greg likes a lot of different things that maybe like.
The
This-
world likes Jexy.
I just
okay.
don't feel like this pulls at anyone's heartstrings.
Yeah. Okay.
They cried while she was talking about how her boyfriend left
Okay.
her.
All right. So eye roll.
Eye roll.
All right. Menace.
Mega stupid and a waste of time.
Okay.
And Greg is gonna say nuclear mega ultra eye roll.
Eye
on this
roll.
one.
Sammy.
100% eye roll.
All right. Greg Gory, walk us through your thoughts.
Well, this is a double eye roll.
Oh,
Number
thank God.
Number one for the story, which was kind of aimless and it did have a hippie vibe and a loser vibe. And the other eye roll is to myself. I guess my memory is so bad that I remembered these stories being really good.
I will say that's one thing that stuck out at me when I was reading these is the writing is amateurish.
Yeah, it's
And you'd think they'd probably they'd have an editor who would help them maybe kind of punch
No.
it up, make it more interesting.
But if you
I
were
mean,
a kid,
that story,
that
it-
makes
But
sense.
see, I don't think these are for kids. I think these are for like
It's
older women.
for-
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
about goats and heat.
it
That's
wasn't
for kids.
it didn't get me emotional. It wasn't touching.
Okay.
Okay.
It was
More
just
gross than anything, right?
Yeah, it was
What's that smell?
strange.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah. What's that smell? Oh, the
Unnecessary.
goat's got her peer.
right. And it's one thing that you have to go pick up a goat, but at
Yeah.
10 o'clock at night
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
what was going to be a wine
It's
hangout.
very
what?
weird.
Okay.
Very
Bad
strange.
planning.
Greg,
Maybe.
I'm with you though. I remembered them being really good. There
Okay.
are way better stories.
Okay,
than
well,
this.
I've got something.
That's fine. You got another
Do you
one.
have a good one?
I've
Uh,
got this is supposed to be touching. This.
Text says Greg cannot be trusted with movie or book recommendations.
Oh, that is 100%
apparently.
not true.
Yeah.
I just recommended one to Gina. She loved it.
Yeah, I did. The
Yeah, which
What
is-
You Wish For.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
what
great
you
good.
movie.
wish for.
And
Okay.
Jexy.
All right. Well,
Never seen it.
Rules.
Chicken Soup for the Soul Day. Aw Babe or Eye Roll edition from Stories from Chicken Soup for the Soul. Maybe you got a better
God.
one.
I do. I have.
Okay.
This is a more touching one.
All right, here we go.
This is from Chicken Soup for the Soul, Me and My Dog edition.
Oh, no.
Okay.
All right.
Now we're talking.
I'm roped in.
This is from Jacqueline Cray. What's her name?
Sure.
Anyway.
Whatever.
Yep.
I know he has arrived before I even see him. Heads turn in his direction, and he stops for just a minute. He draws a crowd. His name is Augie. He is a 6-year-old golden doodle with a strawberry blonde coat that is made for petting, and his manners are impeccable. In fact, he is a trained therapy dog who visits patients in the hospital where I work as a dialysis nurse in Virginia. Now, Mr. M, he has been in the ICU for many weeks. Although he was awake and his beautiful green eyes were open, there was little indication that he was aware of his surroundings, Mr. M. I watched Mrs. M work with her husband's hands, opening and closing them. She told him gently that he needed to move his hands so he would not lose them. But he did not seem to be able to do it. He moved his eyes, but he couldn't move his head. His eyes seemed to shout, "I'm here, I'm trying." Cue Augie the doggy. He walked over to the bed and plopped down his big, gentle head, nudging Mr. M's hand. I took Mr. M's hand and placed it on Augie's head. The miracle started unfolding immediately. As Mr. M felt the soft, curly fur under his hand, I could see him straining to move, and then with fierce determination, he moved his hand ever so slightly. He moved his head, too. It was incredible. Augie, the dog's handler, and I looked at each other, and we spoke the same word. Powerful. With tears in my eyes, I looked at Mrs. M. She didn't look astonished. Instead, she knew all along that this miracle would occur. To see miracles, you only need to believe in the possibility they will happen. The end.
Were they all about to hook up or something?
Yeah, all right.
That's
Okay.
chicken soup for me and my dog.
Wow.
Soul.
Riveting.
All right.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Menace, let's start with you.
What's more than nuclear?
You could go like a hydrogen bomb, maybe.
Hydrogen
That's
bomb.
extra nuclear. World
what-
destroyer.
No, when did the I don't know, space become a thing?
The Apollo missions?
Big Bang.
The Big Bang. I give it Big Bang nuclear eye roll.
When did space become a thing?
That's actually not that's ultimately not a terrible question.
Yeah.
Infinite. Okay, eye roll, says Menace.
Yeah. On a crazy level.
But Menace, there was crying. There's a therapy dog. There's a woman with her husband who's in some kind of thing, has an issue.
Yeah. Eye roll.
Okay.
It's a Dugan and a love that can't be broken.
I believe that because of the Dugan and just really an exceptional reading of the story.
Thank you.
And no matter how bad the product was, the content was,
dare you.
it was delivered well. I think it's an ababe for Greg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's going to be an ababe for Greg. Just a slight ababe. I don't think it's going to be crazy. But he loves dogs so much that I don't think a story where a dog is,
Helping.
helping
A miracle.
can be an eye roll. I think it's going to be an ababe.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to say eye roll, despite the dog.
Mm.
I think Greg's going to go with eye roll.
And
I
the-
think maybe it has a little bit to do with Seabass's presentation.
Mm.
Yeah, I think maybe.
So we're
if-
exactly opposite.
I think maybe if read in a different way,
Right.
like it would have gotten to Greg more.
Yeah.
The messenger is killing him.
Yeah, maybe. Some I'll stick with eye roll. Greg Gory.
I am going eye roll.
Oh my God.
Oh,
I'm
no.
shocked.
I thought the delivery made it way better.
That's what I
okay.
said.
It was very touching delivery.
Yeah.
But wow, what a predictable story.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Golden Doodles. Sorry.
Oh,
They are
Yeah.
flavor of
I
the
didn't-
month dogs.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize
Yeah.
the dog brand.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the brand of the dog matters to me.
It's very basic bitch dog.
Yeah, I don't know. And then, oh, wow, I wonder if he's going to move his hands when the dog gets there. Oh, he did. It was just too predictable and hokey.
I don't know that none of the stories I saw from Chicken Soup had a bad ending of any kind.
Yeah,
Well, it wouldn't be
it's
chicken.
eye
soup.
roll. It was so predictable and basic
Okay.
and lame. And we said one word. Powerful. Like, okay.
Did ya?
Did you really?
Powerful.
All right.
Wow.
Well, we tried.
I
Yeah,
used to
tried.
like these.
Yeah.
Well, you were
well,
younger.
I was young and dumb.
I found one that I
Now
think
I'm
we
old
might
and
be able to
dumb.
get Greg and Abe on.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. And we'll attempt that one next. The two stories so far, two eye rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't
Thumbs
really get him.
down.
Chicken soup for his soul, I think not.
Brutal.
No.
All right, well, those first couple stories didn't really
They fell flat.
get Greg on an
Yeah.
aw babe. There were definitely
hit me.
two eye rolls. Chicken soup for the soul day. And these stories, because Greg said that he loved that book
I know. What was I
back in the
thinking?
day. Was it just
Cry-inducing.
was it a false memory, or is it just one of those things that just doesn't hold up?
It's definitely not a false memory. I do remember liking it,
Yeah.
but
Does
I
it
guess
hold up?
I don't recall the content. And now that I'm hearing it many years later, I'm realizing, wow, that was probably not as great as I thought it was.
All right, so I got one more story that we could try out. I was just looking through trying to find like a really good one, and I think I got one. All right, so Greg Gory, let's see if he goes ah babe or eye roll on this one. On a quiet afternoon in a suburban neighborhood, a bloodthirsty pit bull named Seabass prowled along the sidewalk, his muscular frame gliding with surprising grace.
Ooh.
Despite his intimidating appearance, Seabass was well loved by his owner and known for his playful energy. Even his fierce looks gave strangers a scare. But as Seabass approached the street corner, a roar of a car shattered the calm.
Oh.
Behind the wheel was Greg, a local man notorious for his reckless habits. He held a glass of Cabernet Sauvignon in one hand and a vape pen in the other, distracted as he took long sips and blew thick clouds of vapor.
Sweet noise.
Completely lost in his own world, Greg didn't notice Seabass stepping into the street until it was too late. The car swerved violently, but not in time. It struck Seabass, sending the pit bull tumbling across the pavement. Mario, a local neighbor who had been trimming his hedges nearby, dropped his shears, ran over to Seabass, his heart racing. The usually tough-looking dog lay still, his breathing shallow. Then, an unexpected figure appeared. Leonardo DiCaprio, unicycling down the street with a carefree grin.
Oh.
He saw the scene and quickly stopped. "Is he okay?" DiCaprio asked, hopping off his unicycle. Without waiting for a response, he reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out a small, shimmering treat. Quote, "A buddy of mine named Menace gave me this," he said with a smirk. "It's a bit unconventional, but it might do the trick." With no other options and time running out, Mario hesitated briefly before feeding the mysterious edible to Seabass. Within moments, Seabass's eyes fluttered open, his head lifted up. He gave a loud bark and slowly rose to his feet. The transformation was immediate and stunning. The dog's usual ferocity seemed softened by a dazed, almost happy look as his tail wagged slowly. The crowd that had gathered erupted into cheers. Mario looks up, wanting to thank DiCaprio, but the actor was already back on his unicycle, tipping his hat with a grin as he rode off. "Give my regards to Menace," he called back over his shoulder. The bizarre scene left the neighborhood buzzing, with Seabass seemingly more relaxed than ever thanks to a magic treat from an unlikely hero passing through. All right.
All right.
There's a lot going on in that story.
Ah, babe, or eye roll. We'll start with you, Gina Grad.
First of all, did we ever find out what the treat was?
It was an edible.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
I have to admit, there were parts of that where I got a little scared and
Sure.
maybe a little verklempt. But overall, I don't think Greg is going all babe for this. I think it's another eye roll.
Another. Get out of here.
Pitbull got saved.
Yeah.
All right. Menace.
Going eye roll. on
Eye
this.
roll.
What?
Oh, my God.
DiCaprio and stuff.
Yeah.
The unicycle.
Yeah.
All right.
That's my feedback.
Sammy, what do you think?
I'm also going eye roll.
Eye
on this.
roll?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I'm going all babe on this one. I
I'm
tried
all-
to find one that was a
all
really
babe
good
all
all
the way.
babe.
Yeah.
You're going all babe
All
on
the
that
way
one?
all babe.
All right. Greg Gory.
Oh, babe!
Oh, babe!
Oh,
I mean,
my God.
first of all, the villain of the story is this Greg idiot. What a jerk.
I know, he's the
Drinking wine
He
and vaping?
sucks.
I mean, that sounds cool.
But yeah, Pitbull gets hit. Poor baby. Just when
Pulls
you
through.
think there's no hope,
Yep.
here comes
Mario to try to help him, first of all.
Right, and then Leo on his unit. I mean, there's such randomness to this story.
Yes, exactly.
There's excitement to this story. There's intrigue.
Intrigue.
It was not
Yeah.
predictable.
Star-studded.
Yep.
It was
More twists and turns in an M. Night Shyamalan
Uh-huh.
movie.
Right.
exactly. And I like
Thank you.
the comedic element of just so happens to be on a unicycle.
Right. Thank you.
And in
Wow.
the end, Seabass was brought back with some miracle from a
Yep.
friend. I mean, it was
got him.
incredible.
Yeah.
And a little wag of his tail as he was
Oh,
revived.
little sweetie.
Yeah.
Little sweetie. And he's misunderstood because people think he's ferocious, but he's a cutie.
Do I know Greg or do I know Greg?
You know him really well.
That was a
Yeah.
good
You guys all whiffed on that one, losers.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a good bedtime story. It's a good daytime story.
I mean,
Next
just Seabass
time-
and I on that one. All right, high five.
I mean, sell the movie rights
That's
now.
right.